G'day everyone, I'm the Red Scar, this is Red Scar Gaming. Today I'll be doing the summary of this particular draft, my 10th draft with Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Had to think about that for a second. Yeah, I once again did very poorly, ultimately. I hope it's a little bit of just bad luck. I know that there's a few cards in there that I probably would have preferred this over that or something, but yeah, I have not been doing very well. The one thing I probably want to note in this particular deck is that I'm a little bit heavy on sort of 2-3 mana cost creatures, and I know I'm a little bit heavy 4-5-6, but at least the theory is that, okay, sure, I wouldn't do much turn 1, 2, even 3 maybe, but I'd be able to go pretty wide. And I just haven't been able to do it this particular draft. But yeah, we'll go through this and talk about it for a little bit. Echo of Dusk is one of those cards that I'm still pretty happy with. I didn't get to play it in this draft though, did I? It's, as I've said before, it's a 2-2 for 2, which is, yeah, okay, not amazing, but it's not bad. And the Descent 4-bit is useful when it's useful. So yeah, it's good. I just didn't get much of a chance to use it this time. Fungal Fortitude, when I drafted it, I sort of wanted it because I'm a little bit heavy on my creatures that might be in the graveyard, and I wanted to be a little bit careful of making sure that they don't die in vain, sort of thing, if that's how you phrase it. But I didn't get much of an opportunity to use Fungal Fortitude this particular draft, which, yeah, I suppose I'm disappointed with. Tithing Blade is another one of those cards that I sort of went, to oversimplify it, I sort of went the black cards here are control. In fact, actually, that's, now that I look at it, it's not too far off that, actually. Yeah, the black cards were control and the red cards were creatures. So, yeah, actually, maybe that's part of why I did so badly, because black didn't actually provide me with much. Yeah, anyway, look, I'm speculating here. I don't want to take too long doing that. But yeah, Tithing Blade I'm still pretty happy with. I know that it's not the best card, but if you do get to play it turn 2, 3, sort of like something like that, it can be very useful. I might have been a little bit unlucky in this particular draft as far as when I drew it, but I'm not going to complain too much about that. Ancestor's Aid, I didn't get much of an opportunity to use that. It is a good card in the right circumstance, but you do need to be a little bit on the attack, I reckon, for Ancestor's Aid. Though, yeah, it's certainly not terrible on the defensive. Though, yeah, I didn't get much of an opportunity to use it. So, yeah, nothing jumping out at me as far as I should have gone with this instead of that sort of thing. Burning Sun Cavalry is a pretty good card if you can get the dinosaurs out, which I'm a little surprised that I didn't get much of the opportunity to attack with that while I had a dinosaur. It's, yeah, I know it's not that every card in here is a dinosaur card, but there's an awful lot of them. So I was, yeah, surprised that I didn't get to use him as a 3-3 very much. Which, yeah, still, look, he's just a 3-3 if that's the case, but it's just more of a 2 mana spent well. Maybe I should relied more, or tried to go more dinosaurs if I played Burning Sun Cavalry. Yeah, words. But yeah, I'm speculating a little bit there. Saheeli's Lattice was one of the cards that I hadn't used much beforehand. In this particular drafts, 3 games, I didn't get much of an opportunity to use it. I think I played it. Actually, sorry, I think I played it twice actually, but yeah, just didn't quite have the opportune moments. Game 3, which, look, I was pretty much losing that game anyway, but yeah, I got to at least discard a card that I didn't have any use for anyway, and draw 2 cards, which was certainly good. But yeah, it was just a little bit too late. Too late for it to be effective. Compass Gnome, I'm still happy with, though. Yeah, I would much prefer it was a 1/2 rather than a 2/1. But look, that's just me. Join the Dead. In hindsight, maybe I should have actually only got 2 of those. It is a really good card in lots of different circumstances, really. You don't really need to descend forward for it to be even better. But yeah, three mana to go -5 for anything is really quite good. But maybe in this case I leaned on it a bit too much. Should have dropped to 1 for, I'll look a bit more carefully later, but one of the creatures maybe. Malicious Eclipse. Was it turn 2, game 2 that I played that? Maybe. I didn't get a huge opportunity to play it, though I don't mind. I was sort of hoping when I drafted it that there was going to be a few situations where I might be able to just play it anyway. And yeah, sure, I attack a bit less that turn, but I mean at least at least I still do something with it. But yeah, I didn't get much of an opportunity to basically board wipe my opponent though, did I? So yeah, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have gone with this because I had enough removal anyway. But yeah, it might just be a case of, say, if I got just off the top of my head another Tithing Blade, I would have dropped Malicious Eclipse for it. But yeah, look, I'm spitballing there a little bit. Public Ingenuity is essentially the reason that I played Dinosaur Tribal, but I just didn't get to use it, which yeah is very disappointing, really. But I mean, it happens, and I'd like to try it again, but I can say neither happy nor sad with it. Scytheclaw Raptor, I did get to use it game 3. Unfortunately, it just wasn't at the right time, and I may have been a little bit too, well, in hindsight, I was too aggressive with it anyway. I probably should have been on the defensive, though, yeah, thinking a little bit about it, it might not have made much of a difference anyway, because my opponent was pretty wide, and I just didn't quite draw the cards I wanted. Akawali was the one little splash of green that I had, which I've seen be used very well against me. So I was sort of hoping I'd do that, but perhaps in hindsight, I shouldn't have gone with him. I knew from the start that the Descend 4 and or 8 was certainly not going to be quick, it could be done quicker, but I figured, look, if I play it turn 3, it's a 3/3, it's not bad. Descend 4 after a few turns, it becomes a 5/5 with Trample, which, even if it doesn't win you the game, is a pretty damn good card. And the Descend 8 is, yeah, very dangerous. So I suppose, yeah, maybe in hindsight I should have dropped those 2, just so I wasn't going green. But yeah, as I think I said while I was drafting this, I sort of do need to test a little bit because I haven't been going well. But I didn't do well this draft. Dynatomaton is one of those cards that when it works well, it works very well. When it doesn't work well, it's sort of useless. But did I actually even play it this draft? I don't think I did. I really should know that. But anyway, it's pretty good. It probably would have been better if I'd gone a bit more Dinosaur Tribal. And it's certainly not a terrible card, even in the bad circumstances. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what my opinion is of Dynatomaton in this particular deck. So yeah, feel free to tell me that I was an idiot for drafting it or whatever. But yeah, Panicked Altasaur is one of the few cards that I have with Reach in here. So I sort of needed, or felt I needed, something to at least have Reach to block with. Because in hindsight, I did actually verse a lot of flyers, didn't I? So, and Panicked Altasaur does have that option of, look, even if I'm on the defensive, I can do 2 damage to my opponent each turn. So he's good. I'm still happy with having drafted that, but I just didn't get much of an opportune time to play it. Rampaging Ceratops is certainly an aggressive creature. The fact that it's all but impossible to block sometimes, and still 5 power, I just didn't get to use its aggressiveness as much as I'd hoped. Yeah, there's maybe I relied too much on being able to get to the late game. Though, yeah, I wonder how much it is that I essentially lost 2 flying cards in this deck. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I'll stop thinking too hard about it. Rampaging Spiketail, I think, is a pretty damn good card to have in any black deck, just because you've got the swamp cycling if you need it, and it does, as a 6 mana cost creature, is pretty damn good. So I'm happy I got that. I didn't get to use it though. The Nurturing Bristleback, I think it was actually. Did I even get to play it beyond Forest Cycling? Yeah, I think it was game 1, was it? Anyway, I feel I should know that, but yeah, I didn't actually get to play it, but that's once again I was just splashing in the green, so it was a good way of making sure I got the green mana that I needed. As far as land, Promising Vein is definitely a card that I needed for that situation, though I didn't get to use him particularly well. Game 3 was the one that probably helped the most, but even that I lost. So yeah, I definitely needed the swamp. Yeah, I'm overall unhappy with how that deck went. As far as what other cards go, yeah, Family Reunion I definitely wouldn't have splashed white for. Another Chance is, yeah, interesting card. Just thinking about what if I'd not picked up Akawali and Bristleback, I probably would have gone Another Chance and Screaming Phantom, because Screaming Phantom is that flying that I said I sort of needed a little bit of. The mill I would have been able to use, but not particularly well. So maybe mill would have been a bit too dangerous for me. Daring Discovery, I'm not a huge fan of. I know it's good when it's good, but it is a bit niche because it's, yeah, like in the right circumstances. If your opponent has 3 creatures and you have even one pretty good one, it can be used well. But I haven't had any experience with it, or much experience with it. Maybe I should actually try it a bit more often because, yeah, I mean, hey, I lost 3 games in a row, so I've got to try something new. Basking Capybara was one of those cards that I'm sort of thinking that if I had leaned a bit more green, because I could have even gone, say, green red, though. Yeah, there's a lot of black cards in there that I really like Join the Dead. As I said, I might have had one too many, but it's always a good card sort of thing. Even if it's not ideal, it's at least good. So yeah, I'm still thinking that I'm happy. I think I'm happy that I splashed that green, but Basking Capybara would have been one of the cards I kept. Let's say I maybe could have gone those 2 instead of Fungal Fortitude. Because, yeah, as I said, I didn't get to use Fungal Fortitude, but maybe that's my opponents just did too quickly. And Basking Capybara can be that little bit defensive early game. Even if you play it turn 2, you have nothing in graveyard. A 1/3 helps you a little bit sometimes, but yeah, I'm a fan of it, but yeah, it just didn't work. Explorer's Cache is one card that I found very difficult to take out of the deck, simply because it's all but every creature you play enters with a 1/1 counter on it. Is sort of the somewhat oversimplified version of it. So I suppose maybe that instead of Ancestor's Aid. Though yeah, I'm just thinking though. But yeah, once again, I've got to be a bit careful putting all these green cards in, because it would have been a bit more just 3 colour rather than 2 colour plus that one little bit. Staggering size is useful when it's good, but there probably would have been situations where, just thinking off the top of my head, game 2 and 3 in particular, where I was pretty quickly taken off the attack for various reasons. So staggering size is good in that you can attack with all your small creatures. Look, even if most of them die, you can get staggering size to do something useful. So it can be very good on that front. Though, yeah, as I said before, I just got to be a bit careful playing 3 colours. Armored Kingcaller is, I was about to say dragon. Dinosaur Tribal, very good card to have on that front. There's certainly nothing particularly special about it. Like, it's just 3 for a 3/3, but gaining 3 life can actually be particularly useful. It's one of those cards that if I'd gone the 3 colours, I probably would have kept in. In the presence of ages too, yeah, I did have a lot of pretty damn good green cards, didn't I? So yeah, maybe I should have gone green instead of black. Keslam Stone Tree I've never had any success with, and it's not the dinosaur tribal anyway. Pathfinding Axedraw is certainly a dinosaur where you get the whole dinosaur tribal bit plus exploring, so he's good on that front. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should have taken out black. Malamet Veteran is probably not one of the cards I would have kept had I gone green. Not because it's bad or anything, it's certainly a good, if not amazing card, but because it's not dinosaur, I would have had less opportunity to use any dinosaur tribal aspects of it, so yeah, probably wouldn't have kept that one. Hunter's Blowgun, I've seen that work very effectively sometimes, and I've also seen it work very not effectively sometimes, so I'm still not quite sure what my opinion is of that. Maybe it's, as a general rule, maybe it's more of the card that you should go with if you are going wide rather than big, which in this particular deck I am going a bit big. Maybe not big enough to justify not playing it, but big enough to justify, but also big enough to justify not using it. I'm somewhere in the middle of where that should be effective. Sorcerer Spyglass is not great in draft. Sunbird Standard I probably would have taken if I'd gone a bit more green, but once again, what to take out instead of it? Disruptor Wanderglyph, I'm sure it's good occasionally, but yeah, it's just not the sort of card I wanted. But having said that, I did lose 3 games in a row, and apparently I'm really bad at draft at the moment, so you can watch all my videos, point, laugh, and tell me how bad I am at this game. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hopefully I'll actually win a game for a change.